Okay, everybody, we might get a start. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for coming out on this quite chilly evening. I promise not to take too much of your time, get you back to your living rooms and your TVs and the Olympics. So we'll get through this quite speedily. We won't rush it though. The purpose of this evening for both our viewers in the hall and live streaming this evening is to go through some of our processes for our middle school subject selection. So that's years 7 into 8, 8 into 9 and 9 into 10 for 2025. You girls have been emailed this afternoon your subject selection form, so if you didn't get one this evening, you'll be able to print the one that you've received. You've also received in that email the link to the curriculum handbook, so you'll be able to look at further information in the subjects that you might be interested in. So where are we in our learning journey? Well, girls, you're in middle school now, so that means with Rockhampton Girls Grammar School being a prep to 12 school, you're almost there, sort of. You are moving towards your transition to senior school. So that means eventually you're going to have to make some very important choices with subjects, and your middle school selections will help you with those. So in 2025, we'll start with our Year 8 and 9 students. You will study 5 core subject areas, but we'll also have the opportunity to choose 3 elective subjects. For our Year 9 students going into Year 10, you will continue to study your core subjects, but you will have more elective choices within them. So you will continue with your 3 general electives that you've chosen this year, unless you submit a subject selection form for approval. Now, an important note for our Year 10s, if you've got your form in front of you, you might see that there's no longer a selection for a trimester of different sciences, and I'll explain that a little bit further as we go along. So for Years 8 and 9, our 5 core subjects remain as English, Mathematics, Science, Humanities and Social Sciences, or HASS, and then Physical Education. Potential electives for Years 8 and 9 include Ag Science, Business Studies, Dance, Drama, Food and Textiles, Digital Technologies, Music, Spanish, Visual Art and Design. Spanish, please note that if you want to continue that into Year 11 and 12, you have to take that through Years 8, 9 and 10. For our Year 9 into Year 10, your core curriculum remains as English, Math, Science and HASS also. However, as Year 10 students, you'll also have the opportunity to complete a career education short course and a literacy short course. So these will contribute 1 QCE point to your Queensland Certificate of Education, and they are compulsory. In Year 10 next year, you will have the opportunity to select from 3 streams of mathematics. So you can choose from Essentials, General and Methods. Usually these will indicate your preference as you move into senior school as well. For Year 10 HASS, you'll also get the choice of choosing through Semester 1 from Ancient History or Business, and then for Semester 2 a choice between Modern and Legal Studies. Your general electives continue as well. They will stay as they are currently timetabled, like I said before, unless you select a subject that you're not doing now, and then you'll have to go through that subject change and approval process. Again, similarly, like the Year 8s and 9s, your options continue to be Agricultural Science, Dance, Drama, Food and Textiles, Digital Technologies, Music, Physical Education, Spanish and Visual Art. And again, for our Year 10 students next year, if you're considering studying Spanish into Years 11 and 12, you will need to make sure you choose Spanish at Year 10. So the actual curriculum selection process. So what are you considering? You want to choose subjects that are those subjects you have a demonstrated ability in or an aptitude. Make sure your subjects are consistent with your skills, your knowledge and your attitudes, and ones that you think you will enjoy. So if you're a really STEM-based person like me, loves your science, loves my math, you're going to choose those subjects. If, on the other hand, you're very arty, very hands-on, you might like to choose the art, and further drama, music, those sorts of art subjects. The ultimate aim, of course, is to choose those subjects that you know you will achieve well in, and that will help you get the best academic results. As you move through both years 8 and 9, you're not necessarily making those commitments for life, so to speak. You will still be able to choose different subjects at the end of a semester so that you can try those different options available to you. You might think you like one subject, you get in, try the semester and then decide it's not for you. You have that option to swap out into a different area. These changes will be done in consultation with both your parents, your subject teachers, and Dr. Fry, the Deputy Principal of Studies. Now, as it comes to our subject offerings towards the end of the year and then for timetabling, they're generally determined on the strength of our subject enrolments. So for smaller classes, it's generally not viable for the school to offer subjects with those lower numbers. So you may end up with your fourth preference of one of your subjects if your top 3 are in low demand. So from here and from tonight, there are a few things you have to do, and that's why we're here. Have discussions with your teachers. We have a whole suite of teachers down the back for you to speak with this evening. Speak with Mum and Dad, speak with Dr. Fry, Mrs. Miller-Waugh, come and have a chat to myself. Fill in your form, and that needs to be back to Student Services by Friday, the 9th of August. This will help us to enable preliminary timetabling options to work out what's available. Now, for those of you that have your forms, years 8 and 9, your form looks something like this. It's got your core subjects at the top, and then you've got your subject selection further down the sheet. All you have to do, once you've had a chat with the teachers you would like to speak with this evening, is to number your preferences, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So preference 4 is just a reserve and will only be used if there are timetable clashes or low student numbers in any of our subjects. So in this example, you can see Dr. Fry chose food and textiles in his first choice. He chose digital technologies as his second, agricultural science as his third, and then his backup is going to be Spanish. Year 10, you've got a couple of options. First is your math option. So you remember me speaking before about the options now to look at essential math, general math, and math methods. Can't get my words out tonight. So all you need to do there is place a tick in the box that you wish to follow. For HASS, similarly, so across semester 1, choice of ancient history or business, just select one of the two, and for semester 2, modern history or legal studies, as shown. Now, how do you decide? Can you remember? Girls, you're going to need to talk to various people, your care group mentors, your parents. Older students within the school are also a good option to have a chat to. What did they like about different subjects? What didn't they like? That might help you to decide. Speak to your subject teachers. Make sure you read through the curriculum handbook. Like I said before, that link has been sent to you. And Dr. Fry is always a wealth of knowledge when it comes to subject selection. Now, our teachers present this evening, we've had a few late absences, but I'll leave this up for this evening so you have an idea of who you need to speak to. So our core teachers, unfortunately Miss Ladwig has gone home ill. We have Miss Hausman for math, we have myself for science, we have Mrs. Miller-Waugh for business, career ed and any academic advice, and Mrs. Whitehand is here for HASS. You'll be able to speak to her too for those year 10 options between business, legal and ancient and modern histories. And our elective teachers. So you know most of these, Mrs. McBride for ag, Mrs. Doherty for PE as an elective across year 10, Miss Girl for dance and drama, Miss Dawes music. We're welcoming Senora Rodriguez this evening for Spanish, Dr. Kelly for digital technologies, Mrs. Ellie for food and textiles, Mrs Francis Lear for visual art, and as I said before, a few absences. So if you need to speak with Miss Sladewig or Mrs Priest about legal or ancient and modern, please do so when they return to school. So I'm going to turn you over to our eagerly awaiting teachers down the back now. So please feel free to have a chat with the teachers you wanting to speak to, and we will be here if you have any questions. Thank you.